Thought Media Network is on the rise. We're looking to grow with you. Do you have technical media experience? Or perhaps a desire to learn? Are you willing to volunteer your precious time and attention? We share this message to benefit all. If you possess a computer with a camera and a microphone, we will share our knowledge with you. Behind the scenes or being the star, let us bless our one. Contact us at info@ntmedia.org.
Live from our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. It is a Sunday evening masterclass. And now, our chief instructor, best-selling author and lecturer, the Reverend Dr. Charlette Manning.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. And welcome to Sunday Evening Masterclass with Dr. Charlette. I'm so happy to have you guys join in with us tonight. I am so excited to talk to you tonight and to have one of my closest and dearest friends join us tonight. I've been kind of waiting until I got all of the kinks ironed out before I brought her on, because not only is she one of the most amazing women I know, not just as a human being, but she's one of the most amazing meditative light bodies that I know as well. We supported each other in our quest to become light bodies on this planet, to be able to be instruments of God's love and peace on earth as it is in heaven. And I am so excited to have you meet her. But most of all, I finally feel like I'm ready to have her on, or a caliber of level. And what we're going to be talking about is the power of meditation in this new millennia. You know, and she's going to talk to you from, oh my God, from the one extreme to the other, because, you know, meditation used to always be thought about as airy-fairy and people sitting on a rock going Om, or, you know, doing like the Dalai Lama, or, you know, David Carradine on Kung Fu and stuff like that. We always thought meditation was something that was really kind of cuckoo for only cuckoo people really got into the meditation. But before I bring her on, Cynthia Henderson is she's amazing, and I can't wait for you all to meet her. She'll be joining us in a few minutes. But before we went any further, you know, I've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks, well, I've been saying this quote, I make this quote for years. And I said that the energy of the planet is reflecting the nature of its inhabitants. And there's so much negative energy in the world right now. People are experiencing anxiety and depression and separation and all of these kinds of things. And one of the ways that draw us, bringing us back to the I am presence that is within us, is all around meditation. So meditation, you know, I've always said, I think one of my teachers, I don't know if it was Ramtha or Marianne or exactly who it was, but I got a clearer understanding on the power of meditation, because prayer is us talking to God, and meditation is allowing God to talk to us. So scripture teaches us in Psalm 46:11, it says, "Be still and know I am." Course in Miracles teaches us that the thoughts of the world are egoic, dysfunctional thinking, because we're either thinking about the pain of our past or we're thinking about the fear of our future. We're dragging that past experience into our present moment, which does nothing more than to springboard it into your future activities or your future affairs. So what meditation really allows you to do, and Cynthia will elaborate on this quite extensively, is it allows you to break that chain that is binding you to your egoic self. It's aligning you with that thought process that simply allows you to disconnect. And sometimes, people say it's so hard, I can't meditate and all of this. And sometimes you just need, I say it, my mother used to say, sit down and shut up, and that is really the way to go into a meditative state. But, before we go on with that, as I was saying, I believe that the planet is really reflecting the energy of its inhabitants, and there's so much negative energy, but my heart is heavy because so many of our leaders and evocateurs, as Gene Houston would call them, and those people that have made such significant strides in how our lives have transformed, over the last 40, 50, 60 years. And having just lost Sidney Poitier this week, and, Betty White the week before that. And I mean, just at the very end of 2021, we lose Betty White. In the first week of 2022, we now have lost Sidney Poitier. And, I watched the funeral yesterday of Harry Reid. And, we're looking at some of the most influential people that have been just inspirations. And the word inspiration means in spirit, inspired by, these people that have been, Sidney Poitier was just, my mother used to call him her chocolate baby. She said, we all loved him. Back in the day, and I mean no disrespect when I say this, because this is exactly how Sidney Poitier, Ossie Davis, Ruby Dee, Diane Carroll, all of these people were considered a credit to their race. And, Cynthia will share with you as we go on that we're from that generation where, our family would tell us, don't you go out here and embarrass us, be a credit to your race, and how education and so much was so significant and so important. So we're really losing some of that. And I was talking to a friend of mine and I said, wow, people are checking out left and right. And she said, well, he was 94. She was 99, and when we think about it, Harry Reid was, I think, in his late age, I think he was 88 or 89, something like that. But, when you start thinking about it, we didn't come here to stay. So we know that we're losing some of the icons, those people that really made not just an impression on our day-to-day lives, but they were influencers and how we live and how we carry ourselves in our community. So when we think about the, people like Sidney Poitier, and we think about, the one pioneer of the civil rights movement that's still with us is Harry Belafonte. And of course, Bill Cosby. When we think about that, they're in their late 80s and 90s as well. So we want to celebrate the life of Sidney Poitier. And of course, I don't know, many people know the story that Betty White had a show on back in the late 50s, early 60s. And I think it was all about something like All About Eve or Eve's something like that. I can't remember exactly the name of it, but she had a black guy that she had on her show, and they got very upset with her and said that they didn't want any Black people on her show. She said, well, tough, get over it. And she had him on her show anyway. And shortly thereafter, they canceled her show. But, you know, she's been a human rights activist, an animal activist. I mean, she did some incredible things. So we want to celebrate her and draw attention to those people that have been icons in our lives and in this world, the impact that they have made on this world. And finally, we want to, Cynthia is going to do a meditation at the end of the show tonight so that you all get to experience with some of her beautiful meditations. But I also want to send out a prayer and a shout out and an acknowledgement for this terrible, terrible fire that is just taking place, or it's ongoing right now in Bronx, New York, where 19 people have died in a high-rise fire. 9 of them have been children. So we want to make sure that we just hold them in the light, hold them in our prayers so that they can experience the light and the love of God. So I am really excited. As you can see, I'm thrilled that Cynthia will be joining us in just a few minutes. And in the meantime, I wanted to just give you a little bit of a story of how Cynthia and I came into each other's lives before we take a break and bring her in with us. Cynthia and I have been friends for over 15 years. We both belong to the Unity Church of Washington, D.C., which is our senior minister is Reverend Sylvia Sumter. And Cynthia and I sat on the same row in the church. She sat on one end of the pew and I sat on the other end of the pew, and we would just make eye contact and whatever with each other. And we became good friends. Cynthia invited me to go to a I Am Woman workshop with her in Atlanta, Georgia, several years ago. And it was the first time I had an opportunity to hear Cynthia do the meditation. Now, this was a group of, I would say, probably around 300 women that came together for a weekend collaboration of lifting the spirit of the planet. It wasn't it wasn't a religious gathering, but it was a spiritual gathering. And not only did we talk about the spirit, but we also talked about how to answer the call, figure out what's going on, what your life's purpose is, and how to go about manifesting that or bringing that into social reality. So Cynthia did this meditation, and this meditation was so profound for me. I mean, it touched me in such an incredible way. A, I didn't even know she did that. And B, I said, this is something that she really needs to share with the world. Now, I'm a marketing person. I can sell an ice cube to an Eskimo, but I recognize talent when I see it. And I went up to her after that and I said, I got to tell you how powerful that meditation was. And I said, I only have one thing to say. You need to be sharing this gift that God has given to you with the world. And she said, yeah, well, I've been thinking about that. I said, well, when we get back home, we're going to do more and think about that. And thus gave birth to Meditate with Cynthia. And I have supported Cynthia as I'm going to bring on and say, Michael, you back there? Can you pop in here with me real quick?
Yes,
ma'am. Hello.
Hello there.
I would like to think that I am to Cynthia what you have been for me, because we all need someone. We all need an atta girl or an atta boy, somebody in the background, no pun intended, that's encouraging you. Literally, that's where he is, in the background, but somebody that is there literally to encourage you and to motivate you to enhance your gift, to do the things. And Michael and I have been together over 20 years. So you heard the story about that. So Michael got an opportunity to meet Cynthia tonight. And of course, we're already talking about what we can do together because, the pie doesn't get smaller, the pie gets bigger. And the world needs thought-provoking people like us that see the highest and best in each other, that want to encourage and motivate each other. So we bring Cynthia into our StreamYard fold and New Thought Media Network fold somehow, some way, if Reverend Robert's listening. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to bring back my meditative guru, Cynthia Henderson. So thank you so much for joining us on Sunday Evening Masterclass with Dr. Charlette right here on the New Thought Media Network.
One power, one power, one power, one power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power in...
Thank you, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, for your continued support. Thank you, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown Atlanta, for your monthly contribution. Thank you, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, for your monthly contribution. And please help us welcome Om Center for Spiritual Living in La Mesa, California. Thank you for your monthly donation. Thank you, Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, for your most generous donation. And a special thanks to Heckerland Foundation for your generous technology grant. And Suze Odgen, thank you for your very generous donation. And a big shout out to all our committed donors.
Welcome back. It is with my greatest honor, my highest privilege, to introduce you to my dear, dear friend, sister in the spirit, my meditative guru, Cynthia Henderson. Yay!
Hello, hello, hello. Hi.
How are you?
Hello.
I'm so happy that you were able to do this with me tonight. They say all things happen for a reason and everything in its own time. Girl, I have to tell you, because I had to be right when I had you on the show. You say, when you think about your top list, your highest, your top 5, you in my top 3. So, I said, I can't be shucking and jiving. When I bring you on, I had to make sure I had everything. Hair had to be right. Wardrobe had to be right. All that wonderful.
Oh, that is so sweet. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I told them, I shared my side of how we met, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to just kind of share how you got into this. And they say that sometimes, I think it was Dr. Barbara taught me, she said, you don't retire from one thing to another, you get reassigned. So how your corporate training and everything, and you've been reassigned to doing this. So it's all on you, girlfriend.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I am so happy to be here and just honored to be on your show, Dr. Charlette. It's just really a privilege. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
Well, how did I get started in this? I listened to God. It was not my choice. It was something I was just called to do. And I've been meditating for over 30 years. And as you mentioned, Unity of Washington, D.C., the church we go to, our senior minister, Reverend Sylvia Sumter. And it's a joy to just be in the presence and understand the value and the importance of meditation, and to do that on a regular basis. And so over the years, I just started doing it, and I just did it more and more and more. And it looked pretty much, you just get into the groove, and you start to see that things start to manifest in your life, and your blood pressure goes down, and your focus gets better, clarity gets better, and you start to see things that appear to be coincidences, but they're not. It is you being in alignment. And I started to see the value of meditation, and I started to do it more. And at first, I used to think, like you had mentioned earlier, so many people thought, well, I just need to sit here and just be in the Om position and just be pious and just sit here. And well, that never worked for me. And when I first tried it, I kept having conversations, chatter, everything I had to do. It kept running through my brain. I'm like, okay, this ain't working for me. And I just finally kept going. I had a mentor, Ms. Thompson in Tuskegee, Alabama, Tuskegee University. And she told me to just go back and keep trying, just keep going back and just go be still. Just go look at the sunrise. Just go look at it. I'm like, what is this supposed to do? But I did it, and one day it clicked. The chatter stopped, and I started to hear things. I started to hear the information. I was thinking about projects or things that were on my mind, and all of a sudden I heard the answers very clearly. And I'm like, okay, maybe there's something to this. And I kept doing it, and the clarity got better, the focus got better, and I started to manifest what I wanted, because I knew how to hold the energy and be present and allow it to come through me. So I've been on this journey for a while. I went through meditation training and the School of Positive Transformation to learn how to be a mindfulness meditation teacher. Like, okay, God's got me doing something. Okay, let me just try this and see what happens. And then Charlette saw me do I Am Woman on the meditation there and kicked me, did not ask me. She kicked me forward. And she says, oh, you got to come do it. She was doing the service and next Sunday at the church. And she says, you got to come do the meditation. I'm like, no, I don't. She says, yes, you do. I'm like, okay, I will. And I tried every reason I could to get out of it. I tried everything. She says, no, you can do this. Just come. You can do this. And I did, and it was wonderful. It really just catapulted me to the next level. And I then started doing the training with Deepak Chopra to learn how to do Primordial Sound Meditation. And Meditate with Cynthia was born. And I've just moved forward, answering God's call. And I don't know where we're going, but I'm not supposed to know. God's got this. I'm just going with the flow and guiding it. So that's how I got to this.
Now, what was the lady's name that was your Miss Lillian?
Miss Thompson, Lillian Thompson. Yes, she's 100 years old.
Yeah, and she's still around.
She is.
Yeah.
She is.
Yeah,
alive and well, and still in her right mind.
Yep. And still encouraging you, still motivating you. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that is so amazing. My ballet teacher is still alive, Miss Theroux Smith. She's 104. I mean, just by virtue of the fact that they're still doing what they have been doing and teaching us all these years just reinforces that this stuff works. When you work it, it works. So, of course, for our listeners, I want to ask you a few questions. I already know the answers to these, but I think that it's important that people really get a Course in Miracles, I think it's lesson 40 in the workbook, says God is with me all the time, or God is with me always. And people don't realize that if you can just pause for a minute and just be quiet, tune out that outside noise, and just allow yourself to take a moment to reflect. So the first question is the obvious question. Why? Why should everybody, not just people, everybody should meditate? Why should everybody meditate?
Why meditate? Oh, well, in addition to reducing your stress, so let me just start with what's in it for the people. And it's how each person, what do you get out of this? What do you get out of it? You can reduce your stress. You can lower your anxiety rate. You can improve your relationships because you're more open and receptive to talk to people. It lowers your blood pressure. This is scientifically proven. It does. It really helps you to awaken your intuition and just your sixth sense of just understanding and being clear. It helps you to get some inner peace. And it's like, oh, just go to a state of just calm and relaxation. And it really does help with that. It really helps you to be less judgmental too. Because when you're in a state of meditation, and the after effects of meditation will allow you to go with the flow more and be less judgmental. I love it because you can connect to spirit in a quick, easy way. Just get in alignment with God, get in alignment with your creator, and get the download from your creator. It's not, as you mentioned earlier, it's not you talking to God and having this laundry list. It's okay, so you may have to do that, but then you have to sit back and listen. You don't talk. When you're going to listen to get the guidance and direction. And that's what meditation can do for you. And a lot of people really think it helps with their sleep patterns, that they're able to sleep more at night, and they have more clarity, more focus, more just on it more. So those are some of the benefits of meditation. But I got to tell you, with that alone make me want to do it. Like, okay, I can get all of this.
Yeah.
And you don't have to pay any money for it, and you don't have to take a pill. It's just there available to us 24/7. It's just, when do we choose to stop and connect and make it happen? And a part of this is really how to meditate. So it's really taking the time out, and is making a commitment for the time. It only takes 10 to 15 minutes. Some people say, you can do it in less, but 10 to 15 minutes, you get into a good groove. If you want to have some of these effects, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes. Once a week, once a day, however often you want to do it, it is truly up to you. But finding a quiet space where no one would disturb you. I used to go, when my children, when you little, I used to go to the bathroom, lock the door. Like,
yep, me too.
This is my space.
Yeah,
I know you're not coming up in here. At least they would try, but they weren't. So find your space wherever it is. Get comfortable and really just get connected. Ideally, to have your back supported and feet on the ground. Sometimes people lie down and go to sleep meditating. Sometimes people walk. Some people exercise meditating. You like to walk and meditate, and our friend Sylvia High likes to walk and exercise and meditate. And it's moving your body, so you can move your body, but you are focused and in tune to the message that's coming through. I like guided meditations. That's my preference. But others may like, meditation where there are no words. If there are no words, you really got to practice a little harder with not having other thoughts that come into your mind, because stuff will come in there and it will take over, and it will just take you to the next level. And you got to learn how to be present and just to let that go. So clearing your mind. And so let me just share also that one of the things that I learned with the Deepak Chopra meditation was how you can use a mantra that will just help you get into a space where you don't let all of the different thoughts come into your brain. And it's really just saying Om, or so hum, either one of those. So hum is, and all that is a vibration, and it's the vibration you're putting out there so you can stay connected and not allow any other thoughts to come in there. So hum. So hum, and you can say that quietly to yourself. So hum, and pretty soon you won't have to say anything. You can go straight into that meditative state.
You can kind of feel that vibration in your face when you're saying it, and you're right. But you know, as we get further into the conversation, we're going to talk about the different meditations that you do, because you have different meditations. I mean, you have a walking meditation, a couple of them that I really enjoy because I can actually feel the rhythm of my steps as I'm engaged in the rhythm of your meditation. So, you know, and you have meditations where you can just sit and just get into the glory. I can't lie down, because if I do, your voice puts me to sleep, and that's a good thing, though.
And it may be good if that's what you need. If you need to go to sleep, that's a good one. And you don't have to take a sleeping pill.
That's right. Absolutely. But that brought me to my second question, because A Course in Miracles teaches us that if we give the Holy Spirit 5 minutes of our time first thing in the morning, the Holy Spirit will be in charge of our thought systems all day. That's why I always, you know me a long time, so you know my first thing I say in the morning is thank you. My second thing is, what would you have me do? My third thing is, I'm getting up, getting dressed, and getting out to go for that walk. And when I do that, as I'm doing that, I'm choosing the music or the meditation that I'm going to walk by. But you also alluded to, you know, different times of the day. So is there a best time of the day? Is it okay to meditate 3 times a day, 4 times a day, once a week, as you said? I mean, is it just, there's no magical formula to doing it? Yes?
There is no magical formula. It's whatever works for you. And it's whenever it works best for you. Some people, they like it first thing in the morning. It does start your day off, and it allows you to just get connected and get focused and get in tune and alignment and become the instrument for our Creator that you were designed to be. For some people, that works very well. Start the day off in a peaceful, calm manner. Some people need it midday. They're moving real fast in the morning. They may have children responsibility or spouse responsibility, or just themselves or their pets or whatever they're doing, or trying to get somewhere through traffic. And the middle of the day may work best for them. Some people get totally agitated at work, and they need just to go away somewhere and just take a moment and regroup and just be one with the Creator and themselves. Some people, they do it at the end of the day. They've gone through their day and they've decided, okay, I want to wind down, instead of taking a cocktail and stop by the nearest bar, they just go home and they meditate and find a spot, and they can all do the same thing for you. So it's whatever works for you, however often you want to. I can tell you this, though. The more you do it, the more in alignment you become, and your stuff starts to manifest a whole lot faster. You think of it, whatever you are thinking of appears, and all that comes from really connecting and being in alignment and having a practice of being in alignment. Because, you know, anything you do it one time, you think, oh yeah, I got this. It's gonna just stay like this forever. Doesn't work like that. This is the same thing. The more you do it, the better you get, the more in alignment you get, the calmer you get, the clearer you are. Everything moves to a totally different level. But that means you got to come in, get it with it, and just practice it.
And you don't get upset as easily. I noticed, and I remember for, you know, you telling me, and I heard it, you reminded me about, you know, be careful what you wish for, be careful what you say, you know, because when you start meditating on a continuous basis, and I think it has a lot to do with vibration too, Cynthia, and I think that's why so many people do it, and there's so many people out there that can contribute to meditation, you know, Deepak and Wayne and Marianne and, you know, all these other people, because it's a vibrational thing. And I think our vibrations connect, and then you find that there's a rhythm or a tone to it and you can feel it. I always say, don't ever go into a meeting without giving yourself 5 minutes of meditation. You know, and as I said before, it controls your anxiety, it reduces your stress, it lowers the blood pressure, it gives you an emotional stuff, just don't piss you off. Excuse the expression.
Yes.
Well, when you do that, ain't that right, Michael? Michael's gonna come in here for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't that right? Meditation will keep from pissing you off, right?
Yes.
I think that for me also that the more that I meditate, the more that I see what's called a witness. All right. So it gives me kind of the pause saying, do you really want to do that?
Yeah.
So no, I think that, one of the benefits I think of daily meditation is that you're right. You become more responsive rather than reactive.
Yes.
And also that you can come back, and for me, I know that I can feel myself reacting. And so now, again, because I've developed over the years a witness saying, well, this is what's going on here, to kind of lean back and say, and breathe in and breathe out. And then, sometimes the best thing to do is not to respond at all, but wait until later on. So I think, again, that there's a whole lot of things I think that are a real benefit to meditation. And I don't know, especially if you have been exposed to the spiritual path, I don't understand. People say, well, I'm too busy. Well, you're too busy. Okay. If you're not taking time to be with you, and I mean that by the word capital U, if you're not taking time to do that, your priorities need to be taken a look at. I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm just saying that they need to be taken a look at. So, yes.
And I liken it to really like brushing your teeth and washing your face and bathing your body. It's like, are you too busy to do that? You're busy. So, okay. And a lot of us are busy. Okay. So we're busy, but you plan time, you incorporate things that are important to you. Eating is important. Meditation is important. Brushing your teeth is important. Meditation is important. Moving your body is important. Meditation is important. If it's important to you, you find time to do it. And if you understand the benefits of it, really take it to the next level. As Michael was saying, that even the breathing part, if you don't go into a full-blown meditation, just taking a moment to breathe and be present and be aware and mindful of everything that's happening around you, so that you just don't walk through the world oblivious to everything, but really mindful and contributing and being aware of everything and making choices based on that, but listening more than anything else. Meditation is about listening and just being present and in tune with your creator, with your body, yourself, and that alignment and that connection. I
like the way you say you got to charge your body the way you charge your mind, the way you charge your cell phone. And that, did I say that right? You always see
it indeed. And I always have the cell phone. You recharging that cell phone every day. It doesn't go but so long, and you got to recharge it. And why not recharge your body, your mind, your thinking, your whole being? It's the same thing. You are a divine creation of God. And plugging in and recharging with God on a regular basis, I think, is the wisest, smartest thing you could ever do. And I just love doing it. And just recharge yourself like you recharge your cell phone. If you did that, life would be so much better. As a matter of fact, you'd operate on 100% power. Now, that's a new one I just got to. Oh, yes.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, that's so true. It's so true. And, they're finding, and we're going to talk about that a little bit out. We're going to take a break in a couple of minutes, but, they're finding in medical practices, not only are they incorporating meditation in cancer treatments. You remember years and years and years ago, when you got a diagnosis of cancer, the doctors just sent you home to die.
Yes.
And I remember in The Secret, the guy that was the woman that had been diagnosed with cancer just started. She said she was going to eliminate all stress. She started to meditate and watch the Golden Girls and stuff like that, things that would evoke that chemical of healing. Protein is the chemical of healing, which is it the endorphins that you start to produce cancer, getting rid of cancer endorphins in the body to help do that. I'd be meditating all day long, girl, but I enjoy just taking a minute or two just to sit back, close my eyes, and just connect with that I am, and just say that. But why do you think that even in medical treatment, it is one of the very first things now that doctors will recommend? They first ask you, what kind of stress do you have in your life before they do anything? Is there any stress in your life?
Yes.
What water do you drink? All of those things that God provided for us before he created us, all those things, breathing, conscious breathing, I think you call it.
Yes.
Conscious breathing, and all of that. So I guess I kind of answered my own question, but I'm wondering why they are integrating so much more mindfulness into your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual well-being now. Doctors are doing it more.
Science has caught up with the spiritual world. We have known it the whole time, but they're just finally catching up with it to understand how important meditation is in your life, as it reduces your stress level, calms you down, allows you to connect more and just be more peaceful and engaged and not frantic. Stress is a number one killer. And you'll see it in a whole lot of different forms. It may show up in a lot of different things, but stress will do it to you. And how to reduce your stress is the easiest, simplest, cheapest way to do it is meditation. And I just went through a year of 3 surgeries, and in each one of them, they always want to know about my stress level. Of course, they were surprised that my stress was like, look, I meditate all the time. I ain't got none of that. And I refuse to have it. It ain't coming over here. Not an option. And they just loved me. They marveled at me because they would come in the mornings. I'm in there meditating. They said, why are you doing this? I said, because look at what I just went through. And let me tell you how I did it. It was meditation. Knowing that you are connected, knowing you are part of the Most High God, knowing that you're a divine creation on this planet, getting the download, getting the reconnection so you can be your best possible self. That's what's going to take us to the next level. And the scientists and the medical field are understanding that. And they are even doing that. If you're having a stressful moment, they come in and sit with you. They call it prayer at first, but then they move it from prayer to meditation. And I'm just loving this evolutionary process.
It is. And, a doctor will, you mean pre-COVID, but I have a wonderful doctor and she's so spiritually connected. I absolutely adore her. And she will take my hands and she'll say, so what are you feeling? Yeah. She doesn't ask me, where do you hurt? She says, what are you feeling? And I think that is so much too. And I heard another doctor tell my primary doctor, he told me, he cracks me up. He's from Trinidad. And he said to me, meditation is better than a facelift.
It is.
He said, you look younger, you feel better, you have more energy, you can do all of these mindful things. But I want to attest, and we're going to take a break. I know Michael, look, I'm surprised Michael hasn't sent me a note yet, but I wanted to say that I know what kind of year you have had this last year, and by anybody's standard, it is by God's grace and the power of your meditation that you're sitting here and talking to us right now. Yeah. So I want to give if anybody, y'all trust me when I tell you, anytime you have 3 surgeries, in less than a 3-month period of time on the same thing, that's telling you something right there. So
I come out looking better. Ooh,
I'm telling you the truth. So we are going to take a quick break, and Cynthia is going to come back and share with us one of her powerful meditations before we leave. And I want you all to go, please, please, please go to meditatewithcynthia.com and check out all the stuff that Cynthia has going on there. So this is Sunday Night Masterclass with Reverend Charlette, and I'm going to thank you, and we'll be right back on New Thought Media Network.
New Thought Media Network is on the rise. We're looking to grow with you. Do you have technical media experience or perhaps a desire to learn? Are you willing to volunteer your precious time and attention? We share this message to benefit all. If you possess a computer with a camera and a microphone, we will share our knowledge with you. Behind the scenes or being the star, let us bless our one. Contact us at info@ntmedia.org.
Thank you, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, for your continued support. Thank you, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown Atlanta, for your monthly contribution. Thank you, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, for your monthly contribution. And please help us welcome Om Center for Spiritual Living in La Mesa, California. Thank you for your monthly donation. Thank you, Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, for your most generous donation. And a special thanks to Hefferland Foundation for your generous technology grant. And Suze Odgen, thank you for your very generous donation. And a big shout out to all our committed donors.
Welcome back with my dear friend, Cynthia Henderson. Before I get Cynthia to share a meditation with us this evening, I want to personally thank you for the journey that I've been on with you and the journey that you've been on with me. I said, we should give each other our flowers while we're still here. And you have been such an amazing instrument in my life, and I appreciate you so much. You tell me things I need to hear, even when I don't want to hear them. And I always tell you all the time, I said, I may not answer the way you want me to, but I hear everything you say. So I do pay attention. And I want to give you your flowers today and acknowledge what an impact you have made, just metaphysically and meditationally, rather, in my life. And I appreciate you so very much. So I also wanted to say, to our listening audience, to have this platform, to be able to share on New Thought Media network is Reverend Robert's vision and dream. And we have New Thought Media and New Thought Radio, where we can come together in a consciousness of like mind to love each other, to share with each other, to uplift the planet with each other. But we need your financial support here too. So please, 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 nothing's too little and nothing's too much. To please go to newthoughtmedia.org and click on donate and give whatever it is that you can. So I don't know what you're going to offer us for this evening, but we're going to give you about 5 minutes, and we're going to close out with you tonight. So if you would, everybody, just here's a meditate with Cynthia.
Well, I thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been my honor and privilege to be with you and to share. And I thank you so much, Dr. Charlette, for encouraging me to go forth and do the meditation and to bring it to this point. So thank you. I like to do guided meditations. And guided meditations, I will talk you through it, and you just be however it is you want to be. There is light music playing in the background because I like that. And you are doing whatever you want to do, however you want to feel. Okay, so let me just ask that if you can, to just get comfortable, relax your body. I like to start by relaxing your shoulders. Clear your mind. Everything that you've got to do, it will still be there. We're just going to take a moment to go through this moment by moment. Be totally present. We'll start with a deep breath. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath from your gut to the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it for 2. 1, 2. Exhale to the count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And breathe normally. Just breathe normally. Feel the rhythm of your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. If you're able, I encourage you to close your eyes. Shut out the outside noise and be present totally to this moment, right here, right now. If you're having a challenge with chatter, I encourage you to silently say, so hum. Repeat, so hum. Just keep saying it. So hum. And as you're breathing in and breathing out, feeling the rhythm of your breath, breathing in the energy that you want, the vibration that you want, the energy that you want. Breathing it in. And as you exhale, release anything that stands in the way of that. Frustration, uncertainty, doubt, confusion, upsetness. Let it go. Breathing in and breathing out. And feeling the rhythm of your breath. Feeling your body from the tips of your toes, through your heels, up your legs, your knees, and any place that needs special attention, Give it some love. Give it some energy. Be one with it. Continuing up your thighs and your hips, your abdomen, your chest or your breast. Your shoulders, releasing the stress from your shoulders, relaxing your shoulders. Become one with whatever you're sitting in. Down your arms, your elbows, and your hands, your fingertips. Back up your arms, your shoulders, and your neck, and your head, your eyes. Feel the air going across your face, your ears, your mouth, your nose, your forehead, and out your crown chakra. Feel the connection. Feel the energy vibrating throughout your body. As you breathe in, the air that you breathe in, going to the cells of your body. Take in whatever you need for nourishment. And as you exhale, releasing all that you don't need. Release the carbon dioxide for the plants and the trees. We are all one with this. Being totally present, being totally connected. Another deep breath in, deep breath in. Hold it and release. And breathe normally. Breathing knowing that you are a divine creation here to do a mighty work as only you can do. Only one of you on the planet. And you, that divine creation, I invite you to go forth and be your magnificent self. And as you come back to this space, I invite you to open your eyes and come back and connect and be totally present. Look around, stretch, and be one with your surroundings, your life, your experiences, and be your best possible self. I'm Cynthia, and it has been my honor to have guided you with this meditation. Namaste.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. What do you think, Michael? That was
Oh,
awesome.
that's amazing.
I
I'm
see.
going to play that again. Cynthia, that's wonderful.
I get it every day. So I'm telling you, I could just listen forever, all day, all day.
So Cynthia, yeah. So how do people get a hold of you then?
meditatewithcynthia.com. I'm there, and we're on Facebook every Monday at 12 noon Eastern time, Facebook, and it's 12:30 on Instagram every Monday for just a 15-minute meditation. In the middle of the day, you need let me just get me something to just take me over the hump, and you can play it all week if you want to. And on Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, we do happy half-hour meditation on Facebook, where we meditate for 15 minutes, and then we sip our favorite beverage, and then have a question of the day, the conversation. And it's on Facebook at 6:30, and it's 7:30 on Instagram. So that's how you can get me.
And since I'm her marketing person. Cynthia also does personalized meditations if you wanted to do it for Valentine's Day, a husband and wife, or her favorite thing to do, I think we got a minute, is meditating with children. So if you want to teach your babies how to meditate, she has wonderful meditations on that too. So go with meditatewithcynthia.com. We're running out of time. I love you. I love you. I love you, my sister. Thank you. We're going to have you back. No question about it. We're going to have you back. But I am Charlette, Dr. Charlette, on the Sunday night evening masterclass right here on New Thought Media Network.
One power, one power, one power, one power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power